Nityanandam. This is Sri Nitya Tejomayananda Swami. I'm a sannyas disciple of Paramahamsa Sri Nityananda Swami. Through these videos, I share my understanding, my experiences, and life in general as a Nityananda sannyasi in living in Adi Kailasha. A few days ago, maybe a day before yesterday, I shared something about how Swamiji sometimes asks us to watch a satsang repeatedly again and again. And a sense of subtle message is delivered for which a deeper listening is needed so that we don't miss the actual essence, the actual message. So, this particular satsang, where Swamiji talks about the chemistry of a guru disciple relationship, the more that we listen to it, I see that more and more truths, understandings are just popping up. He's saying something, I am listening to it, I am watching it every day, but it takes at least 2 or 3 times for me to actually come out and make that realization to say that, oh, there is something here that actually needs even more introspection or internalizing of the truth that is being delivered. Yesterday, rather last evening, when we were watching that satsang, I again understood the deeper meaning of what Swamiji was talking about. He was basically saying, and this is something that we have shared in this video series as well, that the individual will, or the will that I carry, the will that I use to pretty much beat myself up over with my SDHD, the self-doubt, hatred and denial, the same will is not separate from Mahadeva, Sadashiva's will. Now, from a simple standpoint, it makes, I can say, intellectual sense. The will is not separate. It is actually Mahadeva's will, which is actually vibrating inside me as my own will. Now, what it also connected to yesterday was, it is the same will that I'm using to beat myself up. But that will has its own purpose, or I can say it has a much deeper purpose. It is my self-realization or my realization of the Sadashivatva space. Instead of using that as the Mahasadashiva, Mahadeva's will, I'm using it for a very petty purpose, to feed my SDHD. And that becomes the norm of the day. And Swamiji beautifully made this analogy of, it has been given to me. I can either use it as a scepter, the sengol, the flag staff that is used to rule the kingdom. That has been given to me. But instead, what I do, I use it as a broomstick and then simply beat myself over. So, when this analogy and the actual actions, the actual thought process that I have, the cognitions that I have on a daily basis, when they match up, then I realized I could totally see how every day this is what is happening within me. And the solution is actually quite simple, that just resting on the realization that I am carrying what I have within me is in fact Mahadeva's will. So let me use it, let me put it to proper use, let me use it as a sengol rather than a broomstick. And set a subtle shift in understanding, but one that will make a huge shift in how I experience life, or what I experience as life as it comes to me. So just wanted to share that with all of you. And if you have any questions, or if you have something to share, if you have watched that particular satsang, and if you want to share your understanding of what that meant to you, what those words meant to you, or anything else that actually popped up for you in that satsang, please share that with me. I'll be happy to share my own thoughts. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I will share my understanding of it. And as always, please subscribe to this channel so we can continue to share this and continue this conversation. Thank you so much. Nityanandam.